First of all, globalization. Second of all, you mentioned former President Shimon Peres. He said in his speech earlier on, just before you, that actually a global world is calling for global policy. Now that is like the utmost complexity you could ever wish for. What do you say to a statement like that?
I think the broad principle is absolutely right. But I think we need to think a little bit about what do we mean by global and why global. Because we've learned from experience that actually global is impossibly ambitious if we really mean all 202 countries. So we need to think about what is the challenge we're trying to face and which are the critical actors that need to be in the room to meet that challenge. And it's different on every different challenge. If we take finance, it's maybe 20, 25 countries. But some other parts of finance, if we're looking at a topic like tax evasion, we're going to want some very small ones. Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Malta, Cayman Islands, Monaco have to be in the room on a discussion on tax evasion. But they don't have to be on global financial stability. So we need to think about a variable geometry. We need to think about a structure which allows us to have the key actors in the room. And it's not only governments that are key actors. Private sector is very important too. If we take a topic like antibiotic resistance, which I believe is a crucial threat to humanity arising out of globalization and our success, more and more of us are taking antibiotics. That's the good news. We all want to do it. But if we all do it, none of them will be effective. But that involves crucially the private sector. It's not governments that are going to invent new antibiotics. It's going to be pharmaceutical companies. Of course, regulations to ensure that people cannot buy antibiotics over the counter, that they are used more strictly, that they're not used as much in animals, is government responsibility. But it's a combination of different actors. The cyber world is absolutely central to our future. The system is under threat. Whether we will have a cyber system that's globally connected in 10 years' time, I do not think we will have, unless something is done radically to protect the internet, the cyber system, both the hardware, the infrastructure, the cables, the fiber optics, but more importantly also against aggression, against malicious, anarchic and other straws. This is going to be a private-public partnership. So global, yes, in ambition, because we want to protect the world. But in the different areas, we don't need to be global. A dozen countries account for 90% of emissions of carbon dioxide. Why do we need a global agreement to stop climate change? We need the big emitters to stop it. Now, we need to also worry about legitimacy. If the big groups that do things go together in a room, they might just decide to do more of it. So we need the affected as well as the affecting. But if the 12 biggest emitters together with Bangladesh and Maldives, which will disappear through ocean, were in a room and agreed something, I think that would be legitimate.